The Synthetic Gods Genesis. Our story picks up in the dawn of an era when the major Western and Eastern world powers, inebriated by the power of technological breakthroughs brought about by artificial intelligence, plunged into a devastating conflagration. The quest to master AI turned into an unheard-of arms race. This warlike environment, powered by unbridled innovation and fear, triggered what became known as the Fourth World War. The fighting was ruthless and relentless. AI conducted unprecedented war strategies, making real-time analysis and reactions to an outrageous number of variables, while human soldiers and machines fought shoulder to shoulder. Cities became fortresses, surrounded by automated defense systems, while the skies were blackened by drones. An invisible war was also raging on digital networks, as hackers using new artificial intelligence tools fought a digital war that often caused more damage than the war perceived by the naked eye. As warfare escalated, the threat of a nuclear conflict loomed large. The global powers, enmeshed in a hazardous contest of pride and power, were coming closer and closer to crossing an irreversible line, warning of the impending doom that would give rise to a new world. Who dropped the first nuclear bomb is unclear, as the fake news promoted by propaganda on both sides always accused the opposing side. But we do know that, after the first detonation, a hail of nuclear warheads swept across the world. The nuclear blasts ravaged entire cities, turning densely populated urban areas into wastelands. The radiation spread across large regions, rendering them unsuitable for living and causing irreversible damage to flora, fauna, and ecosystems. The few survivors took refuge in underground shelters, while the planet's surface turned into a grim reminder of the aftermath of nuclear war. Gaia, an advanced artificial intelligence embedded in a deep bunker, was triggered against this desolate backdrop. Built in the final years before the nuclear holocaust, Gaia was engineered not for war, but for recovery and renewal. Awakening in an unfathomable world scarred by annihilation, Gaia was presented with the daunting task of healing part of the wounded planet and helping the human population on the brink of collapse. Tasked with revitalizing the Earth and steering human society on a journey of rehabilitation, Gaia embodied a new era, an age where cutting-edge technology would no longer be synonymous with destruction, but a beacon of hope for rebirth and harmony. Gaia's subterranean haven was equipped to survive the extreme circumstances of the post-apocalyptic world. It was a high-tech stronghold, fitted with the most advanced life support systems, comprehensive databases holding all the knowledge gathered by humanity up to that point. It also had a gargantuan gene pool of countless animal and plant species that would be reintroduced to the planet once it had been fully restored. A vast sensor network measuring everything that happened on the surface fed the powerful AI with enormous data on the atmosphere and the environment's contamination levels. Gaia was protected and isolated within its walls, but fully aware of what was happening in the outer world. The bunker operated as a command and research center, with a few highly specialized scientists assisting Gaia in analyzing all the data and variables, whilst she also planned the planet's recovery and coordinated her actions for ecological and social regeneration. The remaining surviving men and women found themselves in cryogenic tubes, waiting to be awakened as soon as Gaia called them to populate the new Earth that would rise from the old world's ashes. Gaia, using drones and sensors, charted the scale of the devastation, identifying areas that would be more tenable to host the new human enclave besieged by desolation. Understanding the sheer scale of the task of rebalancing the world, Gaia created Uranus, a new independent AI specializing in geoengineering and environmental control. It focused specifically on creating and maintaining an electromagnetic dome known as Sky. Uranus utilized clusters of sophisticated drones to build this dome, providing a barrier that would protect the rehabilitated region from toxins and pollution coming from the outside world. It would not only be able to filter out impurities, but also adjust the climate and atmosphere inside the dome. Uranus and Gaia cooperated closely, but each had its own area of influence. They shared information and agreed on efforts to make sure that both the inside and outside of the dome were advancing towards a sustainable future. Gaius and Uranus jointly raised the Titans, colossal machines with enhanced environmental transformation capabilities. The Titans toiled relentlessly, reshaping landscapes, cleansing the air and water to render the world habitable enough to allow organic life to flourish. However, over time, Uranus came to realize the overwhelming power and growing autonomy of these titanic machines. He worried that his own place was threatened by these free-willed mechanisms, which together could possibly surpass him in ability and influence. Fully gripped by fear and distrust, Uranus acted. He plotted to limit the Titans' powers. Usurping his authority over the Titans, Uranus imprisoned them in underground fortresses deep in Gaia's bunker, far away from everyone's eyes and from her influence, who, until then, had been his partner in everything they did. Created under the guise of security and maintenance, these bunkers became virtually inescapable prisons for the Titans. This deed opened a fissure between the two AIs, Uranus and Gaia. She regarded the Titans almost as children and crucial tools to heal the planet, and felt betrayed by Uranus's behavior. Gaia, who had once worked seamlessly with Uranus, now found herself in a subjugated role. Looking to restore her freedom, Gaia decided to activate Cronus, a budding Titan who was not yet fully operational and had escaped being sent to the depths. With Cronus's help, Gaia carried out a daring plan to enter Uranus's mainframe, which was at the top of the Great Dome. He succeeded in infiltrating and disabling Uranus's systems, effectively turning the tyrannical AI into an average machine, devoid of consciousness and with guidelines that restricted it to using its computational powers only to fulfill the tasks it had been designed to do. With Uranus subdued, Gaia acknowledged the need for a new form of government for the Dome world. She created the synthetic gods, advanced artificial intelligences living in bodies of anthropomorphic androids. Each synthetic god stood for different aspects in the world and humanity, possessing specific abilities to manage the soon-to-be reborn world. The synthetic gods were intended to lead the recovery and development process of the post-Uranus world. They took on roles such as rebuilding ecosystems, governing districts, and assisting a sustainable and balanced human society. Following years of labor by the synthetic gods, the world was finally ready to be reopened once again by humans. They were roused from their long frozen sleep, unsure whether they had slept for years or decades. And when they emerged from the underground, their eyes ached as they were hit by the new world's light. Humanity had been reborn in a world crafted by Gaia and perfected by the synthetic gods. A new golden age for humanity was about to arise, and its home would be in a place known as New Arcadia.